Good morning, guys. Welcome back. We are getting started early this morning in November. We are going to go ahead and get our sunflowers harvested because they are ready. The reason we are starting so early is because today is going to be a very, very busy day. We have not only the sunflower harvest, but we have to get ready for the farm auction today as well. It starts at 2:30, so we will have to make sure we are there in time with the stuff we want to sell. Now we will be selling our baler and maybe a couple of other things. I'm hitting this harvest early because I want to make sure I have enough time to go through everything. I want to make sure everything is working accordingly. And I kind of wish I had something to clean the equipment with, but it is what it is. And our neighbor on the far side of the fields, that way, James is going to let us borrow his car hauler to take our equipment uh, back and forth. I believe if he can't do that, then what we'll probably have to do is possibly have the auction. They have like a truck that you can rent, and it'll come pick up stuff that you need there and deliver it for you. But that's kind of a high price tag, and James is offering his car hauler for free. So we're kind of hoping we can go that route. Um, I'm hoping, which it sounds kind of weird, if I miss a bit. I do not want to miss a bit at all. It sounds kind of strange, considering how old most of this equipment is, but I'm hoping to start getting a little bit more, how you say, up to date equipment, obviously. With these four fields we have, that cedar is kind of small, and my grandfather had nothing but time on his hands, and we are looking to grow this farm as a business. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully get this harvest knocked out in about an hour and a half or so. I've already got the Massey Ferguson hooked up to the trailer over here, so I can just dump it as soon as I'm full. I might hop out and pull it closer. I'm not quite sure yet, but I do need to get this harvested, and I'm not sure if I'm going to cultivate the field yet because I need to. I'm wanting to see exactly what I can get as far as what's at that auction first. If I can get a bigger cultivator, that would be nice. It wouldn't take as long as it did in the other two fields. And like I said, I'm just going to, excuse me, I'm going to attempt to hit it all at once and just see how much I can make shake. So yeah, I will get this harvest uh, settled up pretty good, and I'll probably get the GoPro out when I start hopefully getting equipment loaded up. What's going on, guys? So I finished my harvest, and before you even ask what's happening here, I hit a little bit of good luck here. Now, James, James stopped by with his car hauler. He was going to just come by and see if I wanted to go ahead and load up some stuff because he wasn't doing anything today. And he just so happened to have this roller on there already, saying he was going to try to sell this at the auction. Now, I was telling him, hey, I need a roller because I'm probably going to plant one of my fields today. And he said, well, look, I'll make you a deal. How about that old planter of your grandpa's and the cultivator, and you give me about 4,000 in cash on top, and I'll give you this roller, which I have not used one single time. And I told him, you got a deal. So he's got my cultivator and planter on his truck, but he also said he wasn't doing anything today to the auction, so he offered to help plant my field and run the seeder. So that is pretty awesome. The reason we're doing it right now is because I did not know, and I'm now aware that the supermarket that I have to sell my sunflowers harvest at, they won't start accepting deliveries till 10 today. So we've got about another hour here, and we'll be able to turn in our sunflower harvest. So that will be coming up here in a little bit, but I figured, hey, while we're like pretty much waiting around, I can get my grass field planted. Now, I do not have anything besides a mower that I need to turn this grass into silage bales, but hopefully we can kind of get us a start on that at the auction. James said usually there's tons of haying equipment at these auctions, so I'm thinking maybe I'll get lucky. Now, since I sold those two things, the only thing I really got left to take is the baler. But from what I've been looking at, I might end up taking a tractor with me. I'm not 100% sure yet. But it would be nice uh, to have maybe a different tractor. And if not, then I'm definitely going to need uh, an engine upgrade on the Massey Ferguson, because I'm going to eventually need a bigger planter or seeder. I think James had to run back to his truck for something there. I'll probably have to stop here a minute too, so I don't get too far caught up with him. But yeah, everything's going pretty good for me so far. So we're gonna hope this luck continues into the profits on the sunflower harvest and into the auction later today. So yeah, I'll probably stop for a minute, go see what James is doing, and yeah, I'll see you guys probably about an hour and some change. What's going on, guys? So we did have the good news and the bad news. Good news is we got about $50,000 for our sunflower harvest. A little more good news. We got the grass field planted and rolled and fertilized. Now for the bad news. The 5403 blew the hell up. Not sure exactly what's wrong with it, besides from the look of the engine, everything. So yeah, I've been trying to make myself busy not to think about it. I've got that loaded up on James' car hauler with the forge wagon that I intend on selling as well. I've got the 3020 and the baler ready to roll out. After I brought the trailer back here, I took the Massey Ferguson to the shop because I'm going to get it beefed up a little bit to have a little extra horsepower. The things that, oh, and I cut down that other pine tree, obviously, and loaded that into the truck. We still got a little bit before the auction, so I figured I would do some busy work, try to make some more money here. Now, the things we'll mostly be hoping for when it comes to this auction today is not only selling all of our stuff that we want to sell, but hopefully finding things we'll need, excuse me, for the future. Obviously, we're going to need a tedder and a windrower and a baler, preferably a baler and a wrapper combo. I would also love, considering I'm probably going to have to sell both of those smaller tractors, I would love to find another tractor as well, but after I get the Massey Ferguson beefed up, we can survive with just one for a little while. Uh, and obviously, I would love to also have a newer mower, but we can deal with what we have. It's loud here. Sell that. Almost 3,000 bucks. Not bad. But yeah, there's plenty of things we need to be what I would say is more efficient, but we have a mower, so I'm not gonna stress about that too much. But yeah, me and James will probably go ahead and get all that stuff looked over one more time. Oh, and I was able to buy a pressure washer. That's back at the farm. I was able to buy that, so we were able to clean all that equipment before we take it. That's good. But yeah, we'll probably go ahead and get ready to take all this stuff up there and get set up, and maybe look around for about and maybe an hour and a half or so. Maybe stop and get some lunch as well, since we have done a lot today. But I think I should buy him lunch since he did run the cedar for me and everything. So yeah, we're going to, as soon as his wife drops him back off over here, he went home to change. I'll probably need to do the same. We will be heading off to try and make some money. So yeah, guys, we will. I'm gonna turn the GoPro off. Try to enjoy the rest of the day. That tractor blowing up does kind of grind my gears, but get it? Yeah, you do. But yeah, we will see how things go at the auction. I will probably see you guys after. Alright, guys, I would like to say mission accomplished. I spent way too much money, but as you can see, I did get the Massey Ferguson back in time to take it to the auction and find a front weight and some disc harrows. Not a cultivator, but just as good. And it looks like the auction truck is here with the other stuff that I decided I just had to buy. That's right. Look at that. Let's get out and take a look here. So I did accomplish a couple of my goals. We did end up getting us a new tractor here, and I mean, it's got pretty decent horsepower. It's a Field Boss. It does have about 170 horsepower, which is more than enough to pull my new tedder here and the new windrower, which I'm going to have to make room for here on the farm. But yeah, I got to get this guy unloaded here as well. But yeah, I mean, we got quite a bit of stuff. Oop, I think I'm stuck on the fence here. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, I thought we got everything that we said we needed, and we should be good to go. I'd like to think we just got to get unstuck from this fence. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of stuff for about 150,000 bucks. So I'm gonna get my mess together here, try to find somewhere to put all this stuff. And yeah, I'll be back with you guys as soon as I get done. Alright, guys, I'm doing pretty well for myself here. I got everything put away, sorta, kinda. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Uh, at some point, I might need to call someone about a different shed. I know it kind of feels like in my soul I'm changing a lot of stuff here away from what my grandfather had done, but at the same time, I kind of want this farm to transform from something he had as a hobby to kind of a business I can build that just pretty much implants his name on this town. But I will say this this cultivator is way like light years better than the one he had, and nothing against him. I know he made do with the stuff he had, but I'm kind of excited to see where exactly all of this stuff goes. I'm still pretty far away from what I want. Obviously, I would still like a different mower setup and definitely a different sprayer because that one we've got is kind of I you would think it was made by Fisher Price pretty much, but yeah, this right here, I think everything I got at the auction today was a great investment, and it should be the groundwork, the foundation for what's going to become hopefully a very good running $1 million farm someday. So yeah, definitely still want to look at getting a different shelter maybe. I think I've got some more trees also I would like to take out eventually. It's kind of tight moving around everywhere in the farmyard right now, so I would eventually like to fix that problem, but that's going to require quite a bit of money. So that'll be something we tackle a little bit later on, but I'm thinking with December coming up might be a decent time to go ahead and, especially through these winter months coming up, might be a good time to take down those trees at least. And we'll watch that farmer's discount store a lot too, just trying to see if any of them things we want come up for sale, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to get this put away. The lights, uh, the lights on these two implements are great, also. But yeah, I'll get this put away. I think I left a spot in the smaller shelter for it, and we'll probably be looking at uh, me trying to stay warm and get some cosmetic stuff done during these winter months. And I'm thinking I will probably most likely not be getting the GoPro out too much because one, it's either going to be super boring or just me hanging out with, you know, some of the guys trying to stay warm and, like I said, trying to do some cosmetic stuff around here just to make us a little bit more moving room. But yeah, probably most likely February or March I will be seeing you guys real soon. Let's get this put down. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of months. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to June. It's been a minute. I last left you guys in November when we were trying out our new Disc Arrows, and I have been busy since then. Now, from what we gathered at the auction and everything, I sold the tedder because we didn't need it for silage anyways. But I was also able to make some money different ways. I did end up taking out a lot of trees, pretty much a ton of trees. We really opened it up here. Look at that view. Not as much privacy now, but we can fix that later. Some other things we've done. I did plant oat on one of our fields here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And we've also got our corn planted over here. Now, on the downside, when we did rent a baler and everything and make silage bales from our grass field. We technically did it twice. First cut, this is where a bale rolled into our cornfield and caused damage, by the way, so that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So on our first cut of the grass field we just made, I did use the tedder and we made hay bales. And I sold those for a little bit of a profit just to have some extra cash in the bank. And then on the next cut, we did make our silage bales. Now, I ran a couple of contracts to make a little bit of extra cash, but today is where we are going to be making the bulk of our money. Now, even though it's not peak season, we are going to sell our silage bales today, just because we have so many of them. Because right here, before we start harvesting, we're going to need some stuff. We're gonna need a baler for the oats, obviously, and eventually I would like to get a different seeder and a different planter, obviously. But yeah, we're gonna sell these silage bales today. And matter of fact, let me look here. Go down to silage. Looks like, whoops, wrong one. Silage, looks like our best bet is the animal dealer. So that works out pretty good, not too far away. So yeah, I did choose good, like, money making crops, I think, personally. Oat makes some pretty good money. Corn isn't that good. I'd usually rather go with soybeans, but they do not yield that good, obviously, on the size fields I have right now. On the third field that I have cultivated, I'm not sure 100% exactly, excuse me, exactly what I'm gonna plant yet. It might be soybeans over there. But yeah, the reason we're selling the silage now instead of waiting till peak season is because I need money for one, to get us a baler for when we harvest the oats, and two, I'd like to do some construction around the farm there, and there is a team here in town who will come out and do demolition. They'll pay you for the wood and metal from the buildings they take down, and they also install a lot of different model sheds. So that's something I'd like to get done this month before we get busy with harvest season and whatever else we're going to get into. And after this will probably be, I don't know if I'm going to continue to make make the silage bales. I might sell the windrower. I'm not 100% sure yet. Oh, whoops. Gotta wait for that hook to come in. But yeah, it's more of a. I was just trying to do this to one, have something in a extended planting and harvesting season, and plus silage makes a lot more money compared to the other bales, obviously. Now this bale loader that I have here was, I think, the only thing I had really bought in the store at the time when I wasn't recording. It went on sale, and I figured, I'm gonna need it for the most part. So that's just something I should probably go ahead and get. So I did buy it, and yeah, it definitely came in handy. Matter of fact, I was gonna say I haven't even checked the store today. That would be nice to have, but we're not gonna have that kind of money yet. I have been looking into silos as well, so that might eventually become something that we have to look into. Let's get the thing into operating position. And this is definitely better than having to do everything by hand for sure. Well, with a front end loader. But yeah, I didn't really do much in those couple of months. I just tried to save whatever money I could, obviously, and I did run a couple of contracts, like I said, but nothing too strenuous that took a long time. I was trying not to do anything where I would have to borrow the equipment, obviously, so I was kind of contained to fertilizing contracts and cultivating contracts, which, like I said, I think maybe altogether I did about 2 or 3 contracts. So yeah, I'll get our silage taken off. Got what, 2.5 more stacks here to get up there. I'll get this stuff taken off, and I'll probably call that construction team out here to get them to get started. I had talked to them last month about everything I wanted to do, so I'm not sure exactly how long it'll take. I'm assuming they're going to be here for at least a week or two between taking all this down and putting up the stuff I would like to have here. So yeah, I'll get all this done up pretty nice, and I will see you guys maybe in a couple of weeks. Okay, guys, so we got our silage taken off. About 55,000 between all that, and the construction company's here, and they're about to get to work. So I'm going to take the truck to town and see what kind of trouble I can get into. And these guys are gonna work on dismantling my old sheds today, and they said they'd come back tomorrow and throw up the first shed, and they said it'd probably take them about 2.5 weeks to get everything done, so that's not too bad. Everything should be done before the oat harvest. Now, there is going to be a close this door real quick. There we go. There is going to be another farm auction next month, and something I would be interested in is just probably heading up there to see if anyone's selling a baler. I don't need a wrapper or anything like that, just a standard baler, so that'll be something I go to look for at that. And eventually now, I would love to get a different combine. So I've been trying to pay attention online, but most of the combines come across are still super expensive. So I'm gonna have to just hold out on that one. But yeah, I'm gonna go grab some lunch, a little late lunch while those guys are working, and I'll probably do some shopping around at the dealership just see if there's anything worth my time. Can't really blow any money with them guys being there though, so yep, I will most likely be seeing you guys in July for our oat harvest. What is going on, guys? Good morning. We are here on the farm. It is oat harvesting time, and we have got a lot that has happened. The construction team did a great job out here. I now have a garage for both tractors, a shelter for implements, and a workshop where I can work on my own things. We also did really well at the auction. We sold our windrower and that tiny little fertilizer spreader that we had. We now have a Amazon solid fertilizer spreader, great width working with on that, and we also were able to get this planter here, Kevernland, Vernland, something like that, Vernland. But this is a good planter because not just does it plant corn and soybeans and stuff like that, but you can also plant canola with this planter, so that'll be useful. And obviously you already saw we were also able to get a Kuhn baler. So this is going to be, I have everything hooked up here, obviously. Uh, we got the truck on the trailer to take the oat to town. The combine is tuned up and ready. And then we also have the field boss on the bale loader for after the Massey Ferguson loads it. So yep, we are all ready to go here. We're going to get most of this done. I'm going to put the GoPro down because even though I have 4 vehicles hooked up here, I do have to do all of this myself. Good morning, guys. We are here in October. I was just doing some work to the power harrows here, getting some of their discs fixed. And it is corn harvest day here on the farm, which would lead you to wonder my uh, why my combine and headers are on a trailer over here. So pretty much I was able to buy a new combine at the Harvest Festival / auction yesterday, and yeah, I have to get it delivered here today. So since I already had to rent the truck, I figured I would let them take the old combine and headers to the guy's house that I sold this to. And once I get the money for that, they should be they're going to go to the auction site and bring my new combine and headers back here. So that will be here happening this morning in a short time. The driver of the semi walked to the gas station across the street there to grab some coffee and something to eat. So he'll be back in a little bit. And hopefully here in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'll have my new combine here to harvest the corn. So I'm going to finish up working on this and get everything put away and probably get the trailer hooked up. And yeah, we'll get everything set up and we'll be ready for the harvest whenever the new combine gets here. I've already ran through everything on it and it's ready to go. So as soon as we pull it off the trailer, we can start on it. So I'll see you guys here soon. What's up, guys? I had to do a little side quest real quick. I seen on the sales page, a guy was selling this grain trailer right down the road from me uh, for only 10,000 bucks, and usually this thing's like 35 or so brand new. So I had to go and get that really quick. I ran my trailer to the dealership really quick and sold that, and I actually ended up getting about 10 grand for that. So almost a free trailer. Everything went through well with the sale of my combine and headers, and they were able to get my purchase for the new headers for the new combine uh, and get all that on the trailer. The truck driver just called me and said he was already back. So I'm kind of like a kid on Christmas here, getting ready to see. Well, I've already seen the combine, obviously, but the headers are brand new. The combine itself has about 15 hours. But yeah, you guys are going to see the combine. I didn't see him parked up on the road over here off to the side. I can't believe he fit all that on that trailer. Just hop out and go look at it real quick. So yeah, here it is, guys. We've got a Case Axle-Flow 7150, about 500 horsepower, and we've got the two new grain and corn headers with it. I'm gonna get this unloaded, pay this guy so he can get on his way. He did. I might give him. I'm gonna have to give him a tip too because he did all that within an hour or so. That's he's really hustling. All right, guys. I've completed my headland on my cornfield here, and everything seems to be working great on the combine. It's I got it for 125,000, which is a good deal, and I'll probably have to do a little bit of maintenance on it, but other than that, it seems to be running pretty good. So I'm gonna get this cornfield harvested and get the corn crop in the new trailer, and I'll see you guys when I'm running that over to the supermarket. Eventually, sometime in the next couple of months, I'm going to have to talk to someone about getting a silo constructed out here so I can start saving some of these crops for a higher profit time in the year. But as for right now, we're just still turning in whatever we can for bottom dollar. Alright guys, so I just got back from taking the last bit of corn. We did end up with about a little over 50 grand from that field. I'll probably go ahead and hook the cultivator up and get that field disked up. I did contact the construction company that put my buildings in and asked about the silo packages they offer. They said the one I was describing that I wanted, one, it was 90 grand, which I don't really have enough money to waste like that right now, and two, it was, there's just not enough space in my farmyard for it. It's a grain silo workshop storage area combo, and they said it would take up like 3/4 of my space back here in the farmyard. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have them come out and maybe see about selling these buildings back or selling them to a third party and see if I can get that installed because I really needed a grain silo, and I would like this a storage option as well with it. So I will most likely go ahead and get this field disced up, and I'm not sure about winter this year, what exactly I'm going to get into. But yeah, I'm going to get some stuff squared away here, and I will most likely be seeing you guys maybe around March, I would assume, to either March or April. I have to decide if I'm planting oat on this field or if I'm going to go the soybean route, because we need to take a break from the corn, obviously, for the soil. But yeah, we'll see what we can make shake around here, and I will see you guys when I see you. What is going on, you guys? I am currently doing cultivating contracts. It is snowing here. I've had one winter here so far, so I know how bad this snow can get. I'm trying to get whatever contracts I can out of the way right now because I need some money. Some bad news I recently received is I kind of figured last winter, just from experience, but I knew my grandparents' house wasn't insulated that well, and I got a contractor to come out and look it over to see how much it would cost to get it insulated, and maybe a few other things added to that bill just to make the house a little bit more modern for myself. And to be honest, if I have a family in the future, we would obviously need a better house or at least some upgrades. And pretty much from his initial inspection, one, there's hardly any insulation. Two, all of the wiring that was done in this house a very long time ago, might I add, is not sustainable at all. He said it's a miracle the house hasn't burned down yet, if I've even turned on the microwave. And three, he said about 3/4, if not all, of the rafters in it are almost rotten all the way through. So I'm going to need a lot of money here soon. I just hope the rafters will last with the snow load this winter, because I'm obviously in no financial situation to buy a house. He did tell me if need be, I could rent a RV or a trailer or a mobile home from his company to live in while I saved money, but that just looks like an extra cost to me, to be honest. So I'm not going to worry about that as much as just trying to eventually set myself up with a better home in the first place. So yeah, that's a whole lot of bad news all at once, but at least I know. It would have been worse if I didn't know, and in 2 years the whole house collapsed while I was inside of it. So yeah, that's some stuff to ponder over while I'm doing every single contract I can uh, today and tomorrow before the snow gets even worse than what it is. And I will be able to record a little bit more, probably, if not February, probably in March, when I go ahead and get ready for my planting on my other field. So yeah, I just wanted to give you all an update of what's going on in my life right now, and I'm going to pretty much bust, yeah, yeah, bust, you know what, on all these contracts. What is going on, everybody? I was trying to get my planter set up to get some seed in the ground on our last field there, and I realized I was out of solid fertilizer, so I had to go pick up couple of pallets of that. I got 4 on the truck, and the wheel wells still aren't touching the tires. So yeah, this truck ended up being the best investment so far, as much as I'm having it do. Our wheat looks good. The canola looks good. I think we're gonna go with soybeans this year instead of corn. Uh, you guys do get to see the new setup, kinda. Matter of fact, let me get this part. You can see everything. I did end up renting a trailer from that contract company, which is a good thing because literally the snow load this year punched 2 holes in the roof of my grandparents' house. So it is what it is. And with the insurance money on the house, it was enough to pay for the rental of pretty much 6 months of this trailer, which it's not the best, but it's insulated and it's got heat in it, so that was good, and it's got AC. And the insurance money also paid for our new shelter here that everything fits underneath. We did keep the garage building when the construction company came through. We did keep that. We just had them move that for us. They had to pour a new slab, but yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. Insurance money paid for the movement of that, and we have our other storage shed here, which is also a workshop. Pretty nice setup I got in here. I got my benches and my jack and everything like that. Pretty nice. And this is also our grain silo. Now I have 4 bins in this setup. Each one holds 200,000 liters of whatever I hit the switch on to transfer the piping over to, and we just dump in here each time. So that is pretty sweet. So everything we pretty much need for the farm we have here on this. Eventually I will need a better house, but that can come in the future. And there's not a lot of space left on this yard. So hopefully whenever I do get ready to get a new house, I've got, got everything figured out as far as getting everything planted. So, and field size, obviously. But yeah, we're going to get this the rest of the way filled up here. I don't know why it takes off the bottom pallet each time, but it does. And we'll get that unloaded later. So yeah, this planter that I bought, it's ended up being a really, oh, I forgot I can't fit through here like that. I think it's the other one that I can fit through. I'm gonna do an old back up here. But yeah, so this planter ended up being a really good investment. This is the one that it plants everything a planter is supposed to, our corn, our soybeans. If we wanted to plant cotton or sugar beet or anything, then this is available, but it has, this one has the option that it can spread canola as well, so that's why I was excited to get it at that auction, which we have canola looking good on this field to our right here. Also, I've been staying in the store for the most part. Not too many contracts going on. This cedar did become available here, but I kind of don't want to give up on my grandpa's cedar so far. I know it's tiny, but these fields aren't absolutely massive. Let's get this switched over. Soybeans, yes. Drop down. So yeah, I just don't want to give up on that cedar quite yet. These fields aren't huge or anything. There's not much to it. And it works well. That cedar works well. So The planter was a different story. It was all the lines were clogged and it needed just about every piece of hardware replaced. So that wasn't as hard to replace, like mentally. But yeah, we're going to get this seed planted and rolled, and then we'll probably be looking at hopefully busting out some contracts for the next few months. There's a dead spot on the field there, I think. Let's see. I don't know if it took right there. Let's check it out here. Yeah, yeah, it took, I think. Yep. Yeah, it took. It's just a little discoloration in the ground, I believe. So, let's see. Everything else looked good here. I think that is because it is already fertilized pretty well here. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit more fertilizer left in the soil there. So yeah, we'll get this field planted up and rolled. Make sure everything looks good, and we'll start busting out some contracts over the next few months. Good morning, guys. We are here in July. It is harvest season for the wheat and canola today. Luckily, I'm not by myself. James was bored sitting at the house and asked if I needed anything, and I told him I could use someone to either run a combine or run the baler, and he said he hadn't run a combine in like 2 years, so that was something he wanted to do today. So I was like, hey, if you'll do that, I'll handle the trailer for emptying it out and the baler. So after we get the wheat field done here, we're going to switch over to the canola field. It's going to make for a very busy couple of months, because then we have to get both fields cultivated and ready for crop next month. I am still trying to decide what I will plant, but for sure I know I'm going to be selling at least the wheat and bales. I'm not sure about the canola. I might put that in the silo, but with everything that I've been doing lately, I do need some extra cash in the bank now.